What's up guys, it's Spiderwolf for another Umamusume video. So today we're going to be going over a brand new banner coming out with KITASAN Black and Matakane, or Mambo, some people like to call it, as well as a brand new support card banner with Narita Top Road. Before I get started though, I'd greatly appreciate it because you could drop me a like, comment, subscribe. Would really help me out trying to get to 1,000 subscribers before the end of the year. With that being said, let's get right into this. So we got two new banners here. Brand new 3-star Rainbow Uma with KITASAN Black, Matakane, which I thought she was a 3-star too, but apparently she's a 2-star Uma, and then a brand new support card banner. But yeah, let's get right into it. So KITASAN Black, not the support card, but the actual playable Uma here, or trainable Uma, I guess I should say. So start things off, she has 97 speed, 100 stamina, 79 power, 86 guts, and 88 wit. For tracks, she has A for turf. For distances, she has E for sprint, C for mile, A for medium, A for long. And then for style, she has A for front, B for pace, C for late, and then G for end. So basically she's mainly going to be used on turf tracks, medium and long distances, and then you're mainly going to be running her in the front, but you could make her work as a pace chaser. For growth rate, it's going to be 20% into speed, 10% into stamina, and that's pretty much it. For unique skill, victory cheer, moderately increased velocity when positioned towards the front on the third corner in the second half of the race, or kick forward hard when toward the front on the back stretch late race. So it sounds like your unique here is going to basically give her a bit of a speed boost. Not too sure on the second part though, but we're going to look on game tour and that'll basically explain what the second part really means. For her ascension or potential skills, we got medium straightaways, taking the lead, leader's pride, and then blast forward. For blast forward, it's increased velocity on a straight for long races. So pretty self-explanatory. Now it seems pretty good. But yeah, so far looking KITASAN Black, not too bad. It seems pretty good for what she got going on. And then next up we got Mambo here, which they could put a 3-star over here, which is interesting because over here they have her as a 2-star, so not too sure. Yeah, because in here they say 3-star KITASAN Black and then 2-star Matakane, but then over here on this infographic they have her as 3 stars, but then over here it says 2 stars. So I don't know, maybe they just forgot to oh yeah, here we go. Available as a 2-star, but they're just showing her off as a 3-star because I'm kind of blocking it over here, but it's a little blurb. So for her main attributes here, we got 84 speed, 96 stamina, 87 power, 93 guts, and then 90 wit. She has A for turf tracks, A for medium, A for long. So basically very similarly to KITASAN Black, but her styles are going to be a little bit different. She has A for pace and then A for late. So basically it's going to be the main two that you're going to run her on, but you're not going to really run her on front, or as a front Uma, or as an end runner or closer. For growth rate, we got 20% into stamina and then 10% into guts, so not too bad. So your unique skill here is going to be Go Mun. Recover endurance and moderately increase velocity with newfound resolve when in mid-pack around halfway through the race. So basically as a late or end runner, if she's a pace chaser or a late runner, she's going to be able to basically like activate this, which basically is just going to give her more stamina recovery, so that's pretty good, and also some speed as well. For her potential skills here, we got Shake It Out, Unruffled, Hub Search Haste, and Overwhelming Pressure. Overwhelming Pressure, increased velocity when passing another runner late race. All these seem pretty good, to be honest. 2 blues for recovery, and then 2 speed ones, so that are gold, so those seem pretty good in my opinion. But yeah, not too bad. And then for the support card, the new one, Narita Top Road. Its career event is Firm Course Menace. Increased performance on firm ground, boosting power and speed. Seems okay. Nothing too crazy in that regard. Alrighty, so looking on Game Tour here. Let's see what other information we got about KITASAN Black that didn't have like an actual Twitter post here, right? Though as a quick heads up though, which I forgot to do earlier in the video, so sorry, I'm kind of recording this a bit late because I like tapped out for a little bit before recording this, but I guess I'll just throw this in real quick. Yeah, I'll just throw it in real quick. As far as should you summon on either banner, I'm not too sure about Narita Top Road at the moment, which like I said, that's what all this video is for, us to explore if it is worth it. But I will say at the very least, for KITASAN Black, she's pretty worth summon for. And we'll take a look at right now as well as the even more reason as to why she's worth summoning or worth summoning for. She's actually quite good, just like her support card, which is kind of cool. So we went over these. Her 8 skills are going to be focus, long straightaways, and early lead. So these are going to be the skills, you know, she gets like when you begin at like any career basically. She has a couple of wall skills here. So you trigger a special training event or get at least 2 skills for front aptitude, and you have to have at least 800 speed, and then taking a lead gets upgraded to Festival Shout. So as a front runner at the start of the race, your acceleration will greatly increase. Okay, that's pretty good. Because the original effect here, we're taking the lead. We're taking the lead here. Increase the ability to go to the front early race, but now it's gonna be, you get a big speed boost. So that's pretty good, honestly. So that's very nice. Also, really quickly, I do want to look at, yeah, the details on this. So effect 1, you get a target speed of 0.25, and then effect 2 is you get an acceleration of 0.3. Okay, so kind of the same thing almost, but like a little bit different. Okay, all right, but yeah, I was a little bit curious because I was like, oh, what did the last part really mean about the whole kick forward thing? And basically just saying that, oh, she just gets a speed boost as well, but one's like a target speed boost and then one's acceleration. So technically it's a little bit different, but kind of like a speed boost, right? And then we have another upgrade here for blast forward. So you have to win the army cannon twice, or at least have 600 stamina, and you have to get at least 2 skills for long aptitude. And then basically for any long distance race, at a random point, at a random point on a random straight, your speed will greatly increase. So it's okay. Original effect of blast forward though, which, oh, that's Mambo. Over here, blast forward. So blast forward, increased velocity on a straight for long races. So now the new effect is going to be, and also the numbers were 0.35 for 3 seconds. But with blast flash here, you're getting an extra 0.10, same duration though, but then the other things that's going to be random, random point on a random straight, whereas the original effect is you just get a speed boost running on a straight for long distances. So technically it is better because it is, you know, more speed, but at the same time it is random, so that could be negative depending on the situation. But I think overall it's like a decent upgrade. Looks like we have another upgrade though, which is interesting. So this is going to be for blast flash. So after you do blast forward, blast flash can be upgraded into this other skill here, called, actually it doesn't look like it's it's translated yet. It looks like blast, is it blast forward? Oh, okay, no, so I'm reading this wrong. So blast forward actually has 2 different versions. So it could become blast flash, or it can become this other version here. And the requirements for this one are going to be have at least 150,000 fans and get at least 2 skills for medium aptitude, so not long but medium distance. And then for this medium distance one, at a random point on random straight, your speed will greatly increase. Okay, so basically the same thing. Yeah, it's literally the same thing, but it's like, oh, are you doing a long race, or are you building her for like a long distance? Then you would get this one. Otherwise, if you're building her for the medium one, then you would get this one, right? Like, or like, you know, depending on which one you like try to go for, right? But yeah, something interesting to keep in mind. So she will basically get either long if you're trying to build her for long, or medium if you're trying to build it for medium, right? So something you may want to keep in mind. But that's pretty cool. She basically can do like both. And then these are going to be skills she gets from her actual event. So we got corner adept, corner recovery, spring runner, soft step, keeping the lead, steadfast, and prudent positioning. So we got a couple decent skills here, nothing too crazy, but not too bad. For her races here though, for the races here we have the usual make debut, then we have at least 5,000 fans, then place 3rd or better in the Saint Light Kenan, then place 3rd or better in the Kikosho, then place 3rd or better in the Army Kenan, then place 3rd or better in the Osaka High, then place 3rd or better in the Tono Show Spring, then place 3rd or better in the Tarazuka Kenan, then place 3rd or better in the Tono Show Autumn, then place 3rd or better in Japan Cup, and finally place 1st in Army Kenan. So a couple of races here and there, nothing too crazy though. Of course the turn counts will differ for each of these, right? But yeah, looks like the main thing is like between the 5,000 fans and then the Saint Light one. This will have like the most amount, and then everything else is basically between like 1 to like 7. So pretty, looks like it's pretty short for the turn count here for these other ones. But yeah, overall not too bad. And then here's going to be some other events that she may get. So she has somewhat charming, different stats here. Just like different stat upgrades like power, wit, all that good stuff. Some skill points once, practice poor. After a race, with the whole energy thing, and you maybe get more stats. Nothing too crazy, but you know, some decent stuff all around, I'd say. But yeah, I mean, honestly, she seems like a pretty good Uma. So got nothing too much else to really say on her. Because we're on to Mambo here.
Mambo, Mambo, Omatsuri, Mambo.
She's a 2-star, for better for worse. She has 2 unique skills, which is actually quite interesting. I'm not too sure why, because they only mentioned Go-Go Mun, so I don't know why she has 2. That's the same thing. Let's see, so... Oh, maybe it's because it gets an upgraded version. Oh, let's see, so Ready Go, which is not the same as Go-Go Mun. Yeah, because this is Go-Go Mun, so this is Ready Go. So Ready Go, moderately recover endurance and slightly increase the velocity when newfound resolve when in mid-pack around halfway through the race as a 2-star. However, when she becomes 3-star plus, it becomes Go-Go Mun, and then you recover endurance and moderately increase velocity with newfound resolve when in mid-pack around halfway through the race. So let's see, so this one up here, stamina recovery of 0.035 and increased target speed of 0.15. Go-Go Mun's going to be 0.055 and 0.25, so you get an extra 10 or 0.1 target speed, and then you get like an extra, well, like 25-ish or so stamina recovery. So yeah, basically Go-Go Mun gets an upgrade here when you do get multiple stars here from, I'm assuming, dupes, basically, to make your go from a 2 to a 3-star here, so not too bad. Grenade skills here are going to be innate, or was it Hum the Crowd, Pressure, and Slick Surge. And then our evolve skills here are going to be after you do a training event, you get the good outcome, and then or get at least 5 speed type skills, and then Unruffled, which Unruffled originally is recover endurance when surrounded in mid race, will now become going my way. So if you become surrounded in the middle part of the race, your speed will slightly increase and your stamina will recover. So that sounds pretty good. Then the other one we have here is Overwhelming Pressure. So Overwhelming Pressure here is from our final one here for potential. And then basically increase velocity when passing another runner late race on a long race. And then this is going to become AA Mun. So for long distances, if you overtake someone, or basically if you pass someone during the final part of the race, your speed will increase and your acceleration will increase and your stamina will slightly recover. So basically you get like everything that you want recovering an increase. So 0.35 speed increase, 0.1 acceleration, and then 0.015 stamina recovery. So it sounds actually quite good, especially for the last part of the race. So this sounds like a really good skill in my opinion. I mean, I don't know, this sounds really good to me personally. And then skills from events are going to be pace strategy, mile corners, inside scoop of drafters, and then all I've got. So a couple decent ones here. These seem to look a little bit better than KITASAN Blacks, but I don't know. That means not like super crazy, but these seem like a little bit better to me. And then for her races here, we got the make debut, place 5th or better in the G1 race, or in one G1 race, so it can be like any. Place 5th or better in the Satsuki Show, place 5th or better in the Tokyo Yushin Japanese Derby, place 3rd or better in the Kiko Show, place 3rd or better in the Diamond Stakes, place 3rd or better in Tennis Show Spring, place 3rd or better in Tarazuka Kinen, place 3rd or better in Japan Cup, and finally place 1st in the Army Kennen. So I think it's about the same as KITASAN Black. No, KITASAN Black goes up to 11. For Mambo here, it goes up to 10. As far as the turn counts go, I think Mambo's a little bit less. Yeah, Mambo seems like a little bit less, but it's more balanced, whereas like KITASAN Black is like 17 turns, 11 turns, and then it goes 1, 3, 5, 1, 3, then 7, and then 1, 1. So it's a little bit more spread out with Mambo, where KITASAN Black is like 2 runs, where it's like a little bit like, you know, longer, right? We have more time before the end of the what was it, next goal you have to basically hit. And then for training events here from Mambo, Kind of like the usual, you know, you get different stats, different debuffs depending if you choose the right or wrong option. Some hit levels as well. More stats. Yeah, nothing too crazy here, but it's kind of the basic stuff, I guess, with each Uma, right? With their different events and all that. Now, going to the tier Google Doc here, that you guys have probably been waiting for. As usual, 1 is meta, and then 5 is not meta. My bad, like I said, I'm tired. All the way around. 5 is meta, and then 1 is not so good. So, for KITASAN Black here, she's 5 runner, 5 stamina, or 5, what is it called? Trial, the co-op thing, not co-op thing, well, I mean, I was gonna say, I'm really tired, so my brain just doesn't want to work right now. But basically, champions meetings, basically the thing where you do like the 3 Umas you choose, and then you know you throw them out, and then you know see if you one of them can get first place, and then you know, so you can get first place for your whole run, right? Basically, that's what like the stadium is, if you guys don't know. But basically, she's considered 5 for that for long distances, and then she's considered a 5 as a parent. So KITASAN revived runners, or front runners specifically, in long distances. Sea and Sky unique doesn't work on long distances, so frontrunner suffered there. KITASAN's unique activate, or unique activates instantly like Seion's, but on long distances. So she's also strong in her own right with a 0.5 XL fortune, and then her uniques even triggers from her second. Her biggest disadvantage though is her lack of heals and ability to use her own card. That is the only thing, right? You know, the first big thing about KITASAN Black was her support card, and now it's just gonna be playable. But the cool thing is that her playable version is actually quite good. But yeah, the one negative though is that if you do use her in a deck, then you can't use her actual support card. For better or for worse though, for the upcoming scenario that we do have coming up here, the Track Blazer one, her support card's not even gonna be that good anyways. So for better or for worse, hey, you know, it's not that bad, right? not being able to use her support card. But yeah, so that's her biggest disadvantage at the moment. And then her deck usually ends up being like Marzensky plus Mayona speeds, and then she can inherit Ball Seion's unique from Morg. So I'm not too sure which one they mean by Ball Seion's. I don't know if they mean like regular Seion Sky, or if they mean a different Seion Sky that's gonna come at some point. But basically, in short, KITASAN Black is very, very good and very, very strong. So if you do get her, she's a very strong Uma for the most part, especially if you're trying to build a front runner that works in long distances. She's basically built for that. And the next up, of course, we do have Matakane here, which I think, yeah, I gotta jump up a little bit to see her. Again, then Matakane is just up a little bit further. So she's considered 3, 4, and 1. So basically, she's not too bad in the champion meeting, where you have 3 Umas. She's 4, but then for being like actual regular Uma, she's mid, and then as a parent, she's basically trash. So it's hard to measure the consistency of Mambo's gold heal, but her other gold and her unique are consistent, so you can run her as I think it was a pace chaser. If the track is pace chaser heavy, she's fine FFP option for long CMs and is easy to train for stadium, or you know, basically, you know, the champions meeting. But she doesn't have anything exciting in her kit. So yeah, so you know, basically all around just okay, nothing too crazy with that. And then of course we have the brand new Narita Top Road support card. So let's take a look at it. Of course, we're gonna be looking at it as your dupes and then at MLB. So it is a speed type card, and then a unique effect here: gain increased training 1 per 10,000 fans and up to 20 for 20,000 fans. You got a friendship bonus 25%. Speed bonus of 1, initial friendship gauge of 15, and level 1 hit frequency 20%, and specialty priority of 20. And then at MLB here, we have 30% friendship bonus. Speed bonus still stays at 1, initial friendship gauge 15, hit level 2, hit frequency 30%, specialty priority 35, power bonus of 1, race bonus 10%, and fan bonus 15%. So that's pretty good actually for the overall passive buff of getting at MLB. And then the hints or discounts that this card will be giving you are going to be for the non-standard distances, firm conditions, inner post proficiency, preferred position, preferred to pass, long creditaways, and all I've got. Skills, not that crazy in my opinion, not that crazy for the skills it does give you discounts for. I mean, some of these are kind of decent, but like not super broken. So or I mean too crazy to me, at least in my opinion. But so I'm not, it's okay. And the stats gain that you're going to get from this card is going to be +6 speed and +2 power. The skills you're going to be getting from throwing this card into your deck, though, are going to be Pace Chaser Savvy, Pressure, Firm Course Menace, which is the main reason, you know, like if you go to Twitter here real quick, this thing basically here, this career event, one of the main things, you know, that's kind of like the highlight of, you know, using one of these new cards in your deck, right? Which is one increased performance on firm ground, boosting power and speed, so that's pretty nice. And then up tempo is going to be the other skill you do get from running this card in your deck. And then for training events here, which is also quite important, you have an option of getting mood, but you lose your energy, but then you get stats for speed, stamina, wisdom, or you can get a hint towards Pace Chaser saving. And then the next thing would be you can lose energy, but then you get more stats towards speed and stamina and a hint towards pressure, or you can get 20 energy, 10 skill points, and then more bond. And then the last option here is going to basically be you take away 10 of your energy, but you get stats +15 to your speed, stamina, and then you get 20 skill points, and then a discount for Firm Course Menace. So some decent stuff there. And then as far as the random events goes, you have an option for 20 energy, or you lose 10 energy, but then you get some stats like 25 here for speed. And then this one is you get 10 plus stamina or a discount towards up tempo. So the hints for this card are they're decent, nothing too crazy, but they're very decent at the very least. But overall, I say from looking at what this card is giving you, in my opinion, it's okay. I mean, there's some decent stuff here, don't get me wrong, but nothing that's like super broken. And then the actual training events from using this card itself is decent, but not too broken or crazy in my opinion. But I don't know, that's just how I think about it. As well though, we're going to be getting a brand new event as well, besides a whole new training career scenario, which is the main big thing, right, with this update. We're also going to be getting an actual brand new story event, and this is going to have a new free-to-play card, which is going to be stamina one here. So we're just going to look at it and we'll be really quick. So it has friendship bonus of 25%, initial friendship gauge of 30, specialty priority 50, race bonus 5%, fatness bonus 10%, death bonus 1, initial stamina of 30. So decent stuff there. For support hints here, we got right-handed, extra tank, passing pro, pressure, and stamina eater. So decent stuff, nothing too crazy as again. Then the skills you get from actually running this card are going to be early start, overwhelming pressure, increased velocity when passing another runner late race for long distances, and deep breaths. So kind of decent. And then the actual events here, you're going to be getting some with energy, with mood, stats, a couple hints, and then that's kind of it. Nothing too crazy, so just some decent things there. But it just seems like an overall decent free-to-play card, nothing super crazy or explosive, right? Of course, we're going to look at the tier list really quickly here, though, just to see kind of where some of these cards are going to line up, right, for the upcoming scenario. Alright, so going into the tier list here, specifically looking at speed first, right, because, Naruto's Top Road is a speed card here. You go to the tier list, add, I literally just saw 4 dupes, or 3 dupes, I mean. It's going to be over here in D tier, and then, so it's going to be better than a 0 dupe Matekane Fune, which is good for the current upcoming event that we're going to be getting, which for the Track Blazer event here. And then at MLB, it's going to be over here in C tier, so it's going to be higher than MLB of Teo here, but it's going to be below MLB of Bakshin over here. So if we go to the global version, for the upcoming event or scenario, Matsukane of course is S tier because she's gonna mainly her speed card is literally built for this event, so that's why she's gonna be really good. But then that would mean that this Narita Top Road support card would basically land in between over here in C tier, right in between Bakshin and Teo here. So mind you, MLB, so not that crazy. Kind of there, there you go. Probably don't really need to go out of your way for the support card because it kind of lands here. But of course, right, this is just only for the upcoming scenario. If we were to jump around to like the the next scenario, it might go up a little bit. Like if we were to check on GL here, actually it's worse because it got dropped down over to here to D tier. It goes lower. KITASAN Black with 3 dips is like higher. Where currently KITASAN Black, for the current for Matt, or for the upcoming scenario that's going to be happening, right, KITASAN Black MLB is actually C tier, not that good for this current one. But basically right after this upcoming scenario, we get to GL over here. KITASAN Black kind of jumps back up again. And then if we go to this GM one here, KITASAN Black is back up on top. It's just for this upcoming current scenario, this MANT one, or as it's probably going to be called, Track Blazer for us on Global. KITASAN Black is just not going to be nearly as useful as something like Matekane Fune or Kawakami Princess or Gold City. But of course, you know, later when we get a few more cards, you know, these are going to be like the main lineup over here, right? For if we're going to be running this current scenario, this track Blazer one. But for the moment, Matekane, I mean, heck, even still #1 best card for this current scenario. So that's basically going to be your new KITASAN Black if you're going to be running this new scenario. But in terms of the brand new support card here, this Assemble 1 Nari to Top Road, not really worth it to be honest, because it's only going to be between C tier, and then it doesn't really seem to jump up any higher for the future scenarios either. So I think you're probably safe on skipping out on it. And then of course, if you guys want, we can take a quick look at the free to play one, the stamina one, to see where this one's going to land. Actually, quite interesting is that this is actually considered a B tier one. It's actually quite high for a free to play. Yeah, it's a MLB. It is considered B tier. It is better than, or it's below Zero Dupe Sea and Sky. So if we go to global really quick, that would mean if it's below, yeah, so that means it would probably be B tier still. I think it's still literally just B tier. It is higher than a 3 dupe of, I forget what her name was. So that would be, let's see, the Mambo Cross. Yeah, so yeah, somewhere between B to A tier is kind of where this free to play Measuro Bright card kind of lands. So that's pretty cool actually. So yeah, that's kind of funny too that the support, the free to play one, the free to play support card here is unironically better than the summonable one. But mind you, right, this is just specifically talking about the stamina one. But I don't know, it's just kind of funny to me, like how, hey, it's really good. Also, Satona Diamond support card is also really good for this for this upcoming scenario. So that's something, if you guys are interested in that, there you guys go. And then I'll just go through these really quick if you guys are curious to see what other really good cards that are available on Global. Maybe what cards you want to run for the upcoming scenario. So these are some other cards here, like this one with, you know, the Halloween to Mambo Cross. Of course, our girl El Condor Pasa. Vodka's still pretty good. And then this also one with Nishino Flower SR1, or this other one with Ishi Amazon's also pretty good if you're interested in running that. Oh, but this is for power, right? And then for stamina, we went over, you know, Super Creek is still really good. Satana Diamond jumps up quite a bit because Satana Diamond at the moment is kind of whatever, but for the upcoming scenarios, she's gonna be good for that. For Guts, it's gonna be this Econo. Do you get this one? I feel it. I don't know if that was a free play one, but I don't think it is. If it's this high, it's probably some rule. Hard Order is not too bad. C tier. That free to play one is not too bad. For Wit Gaming, of course, it's going to be the usual at Fine Motion, but you also got Marvelous Sunday up there in S tier, and then also Nice Nature at MLB, of course, up there as well. So, you know, there's some decent options here if you guys are curious to see what other cards you may want to run. And then, of course, the usual GOAT Rico at the moment for your trainer support or whatever. But yeah, that pretty much takes care of that. So, if you guys made it through this video, do consider dropping a like. But to wrap things up, should you summon for KITASAN Black or for Narita Top Road? Answer is yes for KITASAN Black. She's really, really good, especially if you're interested in building and having a good front runner for long distances. She's great for that, or for providing you the her unique skills for any other Umas that you may want to build that are front runners for long distances. She's going to be your girl for that. Matekane Fune, or not Matekane Fune, Matekane Hauser or Mambo here. She's a 2-star, you know, she's not too bad. Most people will probably be able to get her within the first 10 rolls, I imagine. If not, you know, I mean, she's going to be available in every other banner and feature, so shouldn't be too hard to get her. As for the support card banner, there is also 3 new SR cards, which are probably going to be pretty good, I'd imagine, if you get the MLB. But overall, I wouldn't really recommend summoning on support card banner because it's not really, you're not really getting any good value out of it. Like if it was a Matekane Fune here, like when she was, when her card was rated up, then yeah, that would be a really good banner summon for her because her card is actually quite good. If it was her card, then yeah, I would recommend, yeah, sure, go for it. But at the same time, since it's not that, And it's something like Tomb Raider Top Road, which is basically just like, you know, C tier, and then it doesn't really go any higher. Then yeah, probably just use your carrots for KITASAN Black. And then we're also gonna be doing some other really good characters and Uma's coming up, as well as I think next week, if I remember correctly, I think next week it's going to be Satono Diamond. It's going to be summonable. So if you guys are interested in Satono Diamond, I think she's coming out next week, if I remember correctly. I mean, we can just look at the timeline, to be honest, though. If you go look at the timeline really quickly here, I'm pretty sure they said that she's coming out basically like next week here. Let me see. Yeah, so we got this. Yeah, literally KITASAN Black and then Satono Diamond literally like a week later. So yeah, so if you guys are interested in Satono Diamond, to get, you know, both girls, KITASAN Black and Satono Diamond, just wait till next week. But yeah, in terms of like sport card banners, at least for this current one, wouldn't recommend it. But if you guys are interested in KITASAN Black, which like I am, go ahead and roll. She's a pretty good Uma. But that being said, hope this video helps you guys out. Hope you guys have a good time. Go through your guys' comments. Let me know how they went down in the comments below. And with that being said, I'm gonna see y'all later. Peace and take care, everybody.